Hello, everybody. It is Mechanic Dave, Mini Bike Dave, Steve. That's right. This time we're playing with the mini bikes again. I added a 62 sprocket. It seems to do all right. But this is a 96cc engine. These Yangdong motors, that's legitimately their name. They're not particularly known for their reliability. Everything's all a clone of the Honda GX motors. But you can't beat a Predator, right? So we're going to be taking this bone stock 212 and we're going to be doing a couple of upgrades to it. Let me show you. So everything is all still in packaging, but this is gasket set. Aluminum flywheel capable of 10,000 RPM. There's a thicker head gasket, supposedly bumps up compression a little bit. We have a billet rod. What is this? What is this? I think those are valve springs. If I'm right, those are 26-pound valve springs. Valve cover spacer. Got a nice magnetized aluminum dipstick. An Autolite racing plug. It's an AR3910X. Won't get that damaged. This is a Juggernaut 30 series clutch and a 70mm flat top piston. And the camshaft is on its way. Should be here today, I would believe. But it's a 265 lift duration. So what does all this mean? That means we're going to take this 212cc motor, which I believe they made like 8 horsepower, and I'm hoping we can get it up to like 15, which might not sound a lot, but you know, I've spent almost $300 something in upgrade parts for this thing, and it should go much faster, especially with the 62 sprocket. We're going to do a full governor delete, full oil sensor delete. This little guy right there. So that way when I'm taking a berm or whatever, it's not going to say, oh, you don't have any oil in it, and shut it off. Also, the low oil sensor, there's a piece of plastic in there, from my understanding, which once it gets removed, you can fill it with more oil. And we're going to be moving our intake, carb, and exhaust from the 196 and moving it onto the Predator. We might end up having to put that number 90 jet into the Predator, just because we're making all this more power. We're going to want more fuel, and we have plenty of air. So I'm not going to go too in-depth, because if I do, this is going to be like a 30-minute video. I'm just going to show you everything here and there, and this may end up being 2 parts. I'm not entirely sure, but hope you enjoy. Clean air filter regularly, or it voids the warranty. You must check oil every 8 hours and operate properly, or it voids the warranty. No E85. You must run 15 to 20 minutes every 3 months and add fuel stabilizer, or avoids the warranty. I think that just about everything we're going to do is going to void the warranty, unfortunately. Oh, well. I bought it for $100 off of some guy in Concord who was going to put it in a mini dozer. So, no warranty needed. All right, so the first thing I did, because it was really easy, I replaced the valve springs on here. So you remove the push rods after you remove the head. Spark plugs out. I didn't mess with any of the lash on them because everything is all stock size. They're just stronger springs. I put in 28 springs. Stock Predator 212 typically has 10.8 pound valve springs in it. So these are a lot stronger to push down. And should work a lot better with the flat top piston and the aluminum flywheel. So the head is all set. We're not doing any porting. We're just going to leave the head as it is. If we want to do any porting, then I'll buy a stage 4 ported out head with like 36-pound springs. But this is going to be perfectly plenty. All right, so we have the the billet rod and the flat top piston and new rings all installed. And here we have our new cam, and we have cam specs right there. Notice how it says billet flywheel is mandatory. And we have a cast aluminum flywheel, so maybe don't give it full beans, but yeah, 265 cam. Check lash when engine is cold. You got it. Thank you, Go Power Sports, for the really nice cam. Where is the stock cam? Kind of want to check it out. Ooh, right there. All right, so this is the bone stock cam that comes in a Predator 212, and yeah, those lobes are just a little bit sharper. Yeah. Yeah, they weigh about the same. Seems they use about the same technology with the little thruster coming out. I quickly checked it. It doesn't seem to interfere with the crank, and I think we have good clearance to the rod. So just put that back in there. If anyone needs parts, I have plenty. So we're gonna go ahead and install the cam. We do need to add our tap bolts for governor stuffs. So we'll do that, and then we'll just clean everything out. That needs to be torqued down. And then once the camshaft is installed, we need to put the tappets in, and then the camshaft, and then lift, and then the push rods, and then the head can go on. And yeah, it's we're making a little bit of progress. Over here is what we got for oil. So this is going to be what we're using for the break-in, and we have the zinc additive that we're going to add, and then we're going to drain the oil out after like 30 minutes of revving it up at different RPMs. And then we're going to put in the 1030, and yeah, should be good. So I just went ahead and finished the engine. Reset the valve lash to, it says, focus. It says 0.003. My feeler gauge goes up to 0.04. So that's what I set them to. Boy, the camera's really greasy. Oh, way better. So I set that to 0.04. Hopefully that fucking works. Yeah. Set the spark where it should be, and the spark is good. Bolted the aluminum flywheel on, and the pull start cover, and we have our exhaust on there, our carburetor, our air filter, our breather valve, and we have our nice red valve cover spacer, which is not really needed because we don't have roller rockers. And now we're working on throttle. I have this kit from OMB Warehouse that should bolt right here, even though there's no bolt right there. I'll have to figure something out. But basically, it's gonna go like that. You're gonna have springs and levers working with a stock style carburetor, even though the governor arm is gone. So I have all those parts there. I need to bolt the heat shield back on. And hope to God that this engine runs. So I'm pretty sure I torqued everything down to what I read online and what I saw in other YouTube videos. Head studs, 17 foot-pounds. Side cover, 17 foot-pounds. Rod bolts, 170 inch-pounds, which is like 14 foot-pounds, I think. I still use the really old Sears Craftsman beam. Let's see, what else? What else is torqued? Oh, I fucking sent the, okay, so the throttle kit from OMB Warehouse is pretty simple. You pull the cover off, You run a nut and bolt through here, replace the small bolt with a longer bolt there. You get the big bracket on here. You have, this is where your throttle cable will come in, and 2 nuts. And then you have this spring where the cable ends, and you have a tiny little set screw. Don't fucking lose it. I wonder if there were 2 and I lost 1, but who knows. And then you're gonna put a bolt up, nylon spacer, and a nut. And then they give you a rod that's very similar to the stock rod, except it is smaller. You're gonna wanna use the small rod, and you're gonna wanna place it in there. It's kind of a little bitch. You gotta bend it a little tiny bit, but not enough. And then you take the factory governor spring, and you are going to shorten the shit out of it to however you want. Just do a couple of tests on it until that is sitting completely flat. That's your throttle return spring. And then when you move the lever, pulled by the cable, it will open up and give you your throttle. So it completely negates this whole little system right here. No throttle, no governor lever, no stock throttle lever, and yeah. So that's all that does. And pretty sure this engine is ready to be broken in. We have the 15W40 in there with the zinc additive. It's all full. We just need to throw some fuel in there. Cross our fingers and hope. So yeah, I have the on-off switch rigged up properly. We're gonna rig it up differently when it goes in the bike, and we're gonna be putting that, where is it? The Juggernaut 30 series. Bring this whole fucking thing over. One of the beefiest clutch torque converters that you can get. They're meant for racing, and they're meant to operate at about, oh, I don't know, from 5,000 to 7,000 RPM and all the way up. This motor, I'm thinking, should make about 7,000 RPM. If we can get 7,000 RPM out of this with a 60-tooth sprocket, we should be able to get 64 miles an hour. And I have this tachometer mounted to the bike. So, yeah, we just need to break in the motor and do another oil change on it, get all that stuff out of there, and toss it in the bike. And it should mount up completely stock. All right, you're gonna see that engine run in the next video where we put it in the bike and figure everything out and take it out for its final rip after we break in the motor. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you next time we fuck around with these mini bikes.